So good afternoon all. Thanks for coming and being a part of this event, which will be enlightening for the purpose of creating value addition in India in electronic manufacturing. The new electronic component manufacturing scheme is going to be a game changer, especially for creating domestic value addition, more jobs in the sector, and take this vision of becoming a 500 billion of electronic manufacturing by 2030. So before formally starting, I would request Mr. Rajesh Sharma to kindly welcome Shri Sushil Pal ji, Suyesh, by presenting him a bouquet. Giving a bouquet. Thank you, sir. Shri Rashmi Tiwari ji. Thanks for the dignitaries, and this is a very special the context for this discussion for the component manufacturing in India, and whatever this scheme says about it. Sir, please.
Thank you, Ashish. On behalf of ICEA, first of all, I'd like to welcome Shri Sushil Pal ji, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT, and Bhaskar Katamneni ji, Secretary of Department of Electronics and IT for Government of Andhra Pradesh. And welcome all who have present here. Good to see such a nice big gathering. Every time we come here, the size of the hall we need to increase every time, and we are coming back here and here. We were here 2 years ago, and now I think almost double the size we are increasing. So it's a successful implementation of IT policies and electronic policies of Government of India and Government of Andhra. We have a very close association with this Tirupati, because the first EMC of Andhra was inaugurated here by Honorable Prime Minister. Some of the people who are present here, they have witnessed that inauguration when Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji inaugurated this, and he had a very good interaction with the girls, and it sparked him that, okay, this is the industry which can change our narrative of employment for women. So this industry, we take pride that because this industry is employing most of the women, percentage of the women which is employed in India maximum is employed in this industry. Now, for this electronics manufacturing, it has been a roaring success till now for Make in India. We started 7-8 years ago when we started this journey. We were a small $35-40 billion manufacturing output, which last year we are almost doing $140 billion, which turns out to be around 12 lakh crores. So we have, where mobile phone is one of the most successful part of which is almost more than 5,20,000 crores of manufacturing we have done last year with an export of more than $25 billion. So this has been a great success story. We have built scale onto the finished product side on certain products like mobile phone. I outlined, we have Government of India has a very good policy on IT hardware, and we believe that in next couple of years that will also be a big success story for this industry. So now looking at building sustainable manufacturing capabilities in India. This scheme was launched by Government of India a month ago. I can assure you that the amount of consultation which has been done for launching this scheme is tremendous. I think for that we need a big round of applause for the industry also, for the government also, that before launching the scheme, the amount of interaction, amount of outreach which the government has done, I mean, this is no other ministry, I'm saying it from the dais, no other ministry does this much of interaction and this much of hand-holding and this much of input taking and incorporating it in the policy. So we believe that this will be a very big success. The amount of the incentive which has been given is also a very, very significant side of it, which addresses whatever maybe the disabilities which we have in manufacturing here. And topping it up, all the states, particularly I think Bhaskar ji will give a input on that. The states are complementing it with their own policies, which is on a top of. So which is giving a very good impetus to the industry where we are going to deepening the value chain. Objective of this scheme is that whatever the value addition which we have right now between 15 to 18%, with this scheme we should increase this value addition to 35-40% in next 5 years. And I assure the government of India, government of Andhra Pradesh also, that industry will come forward in big way to support this scheme, because this is, this is what we scan all the policies across the world. But this is one of the best scheme which can be given for the component manufacturing, and I think industry will take benefit of it. Not taking much of the time, I will now, Mr. Rashmi Tiwari ji will explain what are the contours of the schemes. I welcome you all once again, and thank you for your time for coming out here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for being here. Today, I'll present how the electronics manufacturing has grown in the country. We'll give see the glimpse of that, and apart from that, we'll see the contours of the recently announced electronics component manufacturing scheme. Next slide. During last year, in September, our Prime Minister has set a goal of reaching the 500 USD billion electronics manufacturing by the 2030. So this will create around 6 million of job in the country. Our export will grow 6 times, and it will also engage too much women to work in the electronics industry. So the next task was how we will achieve this 500 USD billion. So for this, next slide. This is our electronics manufacturing growth. We have seen that from the implementation of PLI, our electronics production has grown significantly. After implementation of PLI scheme, our production is growing around 22% of CAGR. That is a quite good number. Parallelly, when we see that electronics has become the 3rd largest exported commodity, but similarly on the same time what we have seen that our electronics import has also grown in the terms of the component. So basically what we should do, we should need the address this component in manufacturing industry. For this, we have analyzed the things, what are the electronics component that we should incentivize. We have not identified only electronics sector. We have analyzed all the sectors like auto, like industrial, like a consumer. What are the electronics product that goes into? And we had tried to cover all those electronics components. Next slide. So accordingly, we have designed the electronics component scheme. So it has notified in the last month, in the month of April. The scheme duration is the 6 years. In this, if you are a greenfield investor, so there may be, you will take a time to convert into production. So we have also provided the gestation period of 1 year. Okay, our total incentive outlay of the scheme is around 23,000 crore. If I'll talk in the terms of billion, then it is a USD 2.7 billion. So what are main focus? We are mainly want to develop the ecosystem. We want to attract large investment. Around the large investment, the ecosystem will automatically grow. We have also tried to cover the whole ecosystem from the component to the raw material, not raw material, their parts, and the capital equipment also. Next slide. So these are the target segment products which are covered under this electronics component scheme. We have identified sub-assemblies and bare component. what are the sub-assemblies which are critical for the industry, and there is a sufficient amount of value addition also. So we have identified two sub-assemblies, that is the display sub-assemblies and the cameras module sub-assemblies. Apart from that, when we goes into the bare component, we have identified 5 bare components. So these are the bare components: the non-SMD passive, electromechanicals, multi-layer PCBs, lithium-ion cell, enclosures. But when we see this bare component category, then what we see, there are some high-end PCB manufacturing. That facility is not here. The SMD grade components are not being manufactured here. So we have looked these electronics component differently. So for the sub-assemblies and the bare component, we have designed the turnover link incentive. In the case, in the turnover incentive, you will achieve the investment criteria and sales criteria. Then you will take an incentive on the incremental sale. But when I look after the city and no capability, so it need a more addressal from the government. So we are providing a hybrid incentive. We are providing a capital incentive as well as a turnover link incentive. Now, when the electronics component manufacturing will grow, then automatically the demand for the sub part of the component will also grow. So keeping this mind, we have also considered this in the scheme, and we had supply chain part, and as well as when the manufacturing will grow, the requirement of capital equipment will also grow. So we have also covered the capital equipments. So in display assembly and the bare components, sub assembly and bare component, we are providing the turnover linked incentive. In the selected bare component, the high-end PCBs and the SMT passive, we are providing the hybrid incentive, that is the Capex incentive as well as a turnover linked incentive. And on the part and supply chain and the capital equipment, we are providing the capital incentive. Next slide. So this scheme is quite different from the other scheme what the government of India, any department has notified. This is the hybrid, first time hybrid structure. We are providing turnover, we are providing capex, we are providing combination of both. And the part of incentive is also linked with the employment. For the part of the incentive, you have to meet the some employment criteria also. We have tried to cover the whole supply chain. Okay, we are also supporting the capital equipment. Earlier, for qualification criteria, who can apply under the scheme? The only ESDM companies can apply under the scheme. But in this time, we have also opened the window for the company who are not in the ESDM sector, but they are eager to do into the ESDM sector. So in this case, they can also participate in this scheme. Okay. Next, when I'll talk about the foreign, is the foreign investment is allowed in the scheme or not? So we are only bound by the our FDI policy. If you fall under this policy, then you can apply under the scheme. Next slide. So what are the qualification criteria who can apply under the scheme for the target segment A, B, and C? That is the sub-assemblies, bare component, and selected bare component. So we'll take the ESDM or non-manufacturing revenue for the 2023 and 24, and you have to reach these criteria, the ESDM manufacturing criteria, turnover criteria. And if you are a non-manufacturing company and you want to enter into this, then you have to show some technical capability that yes, you can make these things. Like you are a food manufacturer and now you want to make a PCB, then you have to show some technology agreement. Okay, next slide. We have also relaxed what are the documents required at the time of filing of application for the approval. So in target D segment, if you are meeting the minimum threshold investment criteria and your net worth is, for this, they have to meet some criteria. Like if you are filing an application of 2,000 crore, then your net worth minimum should be 1,000 crore. If you don't have this 1,000 net worth, then you have to produce some document. Then how will source the rest of the money? Next slide. Yeah. For category A, B, and C, the window is open for the 3 months. It has been started from the 1st of May. It will end of the 31st of July. For the Capex incentive, the window is open for the 2 year of window. Next. Yes. This we have also segregated the budget because the window for the category A, B, and C and the D are different. So we have identified the budget, but this budget is the fungible. We can segregate. We can move the amount of the budget from the one segment to other segment depending about the how type of application we are going to receive. And this scheme is also different from the others. We are going to give a larger number of approval from the budget. So who will perform, that will get the money. So money will be disbursed on the first come first serve basis. Okay, we are not going to hold any money for anyone. So if you perform under the scheme, then you will get the benefits first. We have also providing some additional incentive on the localization criteria. Like if in the PCB manufacturing, you are sourcing the laminate locally, or in the lithium-ion cell, you are sourcing CAM locally, then you will get the additional incentives. Okay, and we'll also regularly review the scheme. The company who is not performing under the scheme will revoke their approval also. Next slide. Okay, these are the application process. We have made an online portal. Everything will be done online. So we have made a portal that is a ecms.meity.gov.in. First of all, you have to go and register on the application portal. At the time of registration, 3 documents will be required: the company registration and the letter of authorization. Yes, you are authorized to file the application. And the third thing is the PAN card of the company. If you'll upload all those 3 documents will correct, then we'll approve your registration and you can apply the application. Once you will apply, then PMA will review your application on the prima facie, and they will issue the acknowledgement letter. And after the detailed review, we'll see the your product and your investment criteria, what you have mentioned in the application, are in line with the scheme projections or not. Then we will give the project approval or a rejection. Next. Thank you. For any information, if you want a further information, we have also put a brochure on the table. You can take a photograph for that, or you can also mail or call on these numbers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rashmi-ji. He had detailed about the scheme beautifully, but I would like to add something to what has been done behind the scene in MeitY. So we were partially part of that. So interestingly, if you see the scheme, there are different items notified in the scheme. There are different investment threshold ratio. This was decided based on the industry deliberation with a specific member who were into that. Like for display, the MeitY team has rigorously made many people who are into this domain. Then for passive components, SMD passive component. So this table has been thoughtfully drawn and considering the disability being faced by that segment. So everywhere this is different, like investment threshold is different, the capital output ratio is also different, and also the percentages. So this took a lot of hard work from MeitY's side. Thanks MeitY for that, under the able leadership of Sushil Pal sir. Now I would like to invite Shri Bhaskar Katamneni sir, Secretary IT, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Bhaskar sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh Sharma-ji and Sushil Pal sir and Tiwari-ji for again a beautiful presentation on the policy and all. I would take this opportunity to first again as from the government of Andhra Pradesh, welcome all of you again the gathering here to this meeting. Yeah. So, and first I would like to congratulate Government of India, JS sir, Sushil sir, and again his team for coming out with a beautiful policy. So what we tried to do in our state is that we had studied the policy, and then we tried to match everything what government of India's policy is, and then also added a few kind of additional layers to it so that it makes it really worthwhile for the companies to invest in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So I'll just give a brief about Andhra Pradesh ecosystem and opportunities. Next. Yeah, so this is our vision. So in fact, Andhra Pradesh for the last decade has been growing a little more over than the country's growth. Been consistently growing at least at a double-digit growth, except during the 2 COVID years, and then after the COVID again we made up that part. So now our agenda is to grow at a 15% growth rate for the next 2 decades, so that by 2047, whatever the agenda of the government of India and the vision of the Honorable Chief Minister, that we should be able to do it. And we are looking at a 2.4 trillion economy by 2047. So, and in different sectors, not only from IT but also in industry and other sectors, we are focusing on putting up infrastructure and the ecosystem to create that. So we know that for the last decade, every year Andhra has been at the top of the ease of doing business, but now we talk about not ease of doing business, we talk about a what we call is speed of doing business. So ease of doing business anyway we are doing, but we call it a speed of doing business, that we want to ensure that whatever are the needs of the business community, we solve it at the smallest possible time, so that all of us together can move forward in creating this kind of a robust infrastructure in the state. Next. This is again some data points, and in the IT sector, you know that a large proportion of the people working in the IT sector are from Andhra. Of course, they may be working in Bangalore, they may be working in Chennai, they may be working in US, everywhere. But a quarter of the people are Telugu-speaking peoples. That's our inherent advantage we have. And then, in terms of production, also we have the availability of a huge coastline, a large number of ports, seaports, and airports from which the goods can be shipped out very quickly to many parts of the world. So it could be very quickly done and then shipped out for the exports. That's what I wanted to convey through this slide. Next, quickly. Yeah, this I tried to show the strategic advantage where we are trying to, our infrastructure and connectivity is spread across the state. So our state is also geographically blessed to have a very elongated state with a large coastline, more than 1,000 kilometers, and with current operational 6 ports and 9 more under implementation, bringing it to 15, and then we have one of the largest airports available, few more under construction. Just wanted to show the kind of infrastructure available for the state to take it to the next level. Next. Yeah. So again, I try to show how we are placed geographically vis-a-vis the rest of the world. Next. And again, our core advantage that we find is a large number of educational institutions, more than 70 universities of different carat, and then large number of engineering graduates coming out every year, and a lot of engineering institutions available for us to have a large skilled manpower available. Now what we have started doing is that with the help of the skill development department, now we are working with the industry to ask the industry what kind of the skilled manpower that you require, incorporating that into the course, and the skill development corporation takes care of the entire cost of skilling the manpower as per the needs of the industry and making it available for the industry, so that today if you come to us and say that I want to start an industry, and maybe in 18 months my industry you would be ready, and then in that 18 months period we work with you to ensure that if you say we require 5,000 people, we require 10,000 people, when you open the factory on that particular date, you have that manpower available, so that you really need not start looking around to get manpower on the day you start your company or you start your factory in the States. That's one thing we are working on it, and we have done this process largely. We have automated the process. We now, of course, we use advanced AI tools to know what kind of skill sets are required, and what kind of job profiles are there in the market, what are the companies looking at, what kind of skill profile companies are looking at, and then we take the data and work with the educational institutions to ensure that those courses or the subparts of the course are incorporated into the course well in advance, that the next batch of students who come out of those colleges and universities are actually skilled in that kind of a skill set. Yeah, next. And this other thing that we are also doing is that a large usage for IoT and sensors. Why I am saying is that the companies who are coming to invest here in Andhra Pradesh, in India and all, I am trying to show a market. So I personally also had a department called real-time government, in which we try to get data from all sources on a real-time basis for a decision making. So I get data of rainfall, I get data of the water levels in all reservoirs, I get rainfall, data of soil moisture, I get data. We can make decisions based on that. Governance is led by technology, where we exactly know what is happening, what is required, what kind of inputs are required, what is going to be my production or what is going to be productivity, what kind of actions we need to do. So that kind of a large usage of technology is happening in governance, use of drones, use of AI, use of IoT, and that we are using and creating a large data hub is getting created, and in which before the people actually have to come and ask us this is the requirement, we are now able to predict what is going to be for example, today I exactly know that if somebody is falling sick in a house and they are at a marginal level of they are not poor, slightly above poverty, I exactly know that that family is going to fall into poverty in the next 6 months. So we don't wait for them to ask for any dole and all. See, what we reach out earlier than that, we can do that. We exactly know how many people are there who will fall into a debt trap or a poverty trap, and we can reach out to them. That kind of a proactive governance is happening, and which uses a lot of technology, and there is a scope for manufacturing a very huge volume of IoTs, which there is a requirement, and I'm not talking about a period of a decade from now. Today I require those IoT devices. Today I am in the market to purchase that, and now the kind of volumes at which I need to purchase those IoT devices and sensors, very expensive. One or two I can understand. I can wear one device for myself, I can buy at 12,000 rupees or 50,000 rupees. But I am talking about a population-based use. We are looking at where these sensors, wearables are there on each of the patient who necessarily need not be in a hospital, but needs to be under care. We don't want him to be in the hospital, but he can be at home. But his data is being monitored by a physician, so that any requirement of an emergency, ambulance goes and picks them to the hospital, so that we don't overflood the hospitals. For that, at a 55 million population, I am looking at least 5 to 6 lakhs as devices, because all those people who are having long-term diseases, people who require care, who require medical care, all of those people we want to have the wearables, so that we use it to really ensure that they get the proper care without overcrowding the system. So that the fact is that the normal physician, even in the best corporate hospitals in this country, doesn't have more than 5 minutes for any patient. Because you look at every patient, whether he requires care, not care or anything, even small things, it's all crowded out. So we are looking at that kind of scenario. So there is a huge market in the next 4 to 5 years for these drones. In fact, that is the reason we have now coming up with what is called a drone city. So where there is opportunity for drone manufacturers, we are doing a 200 acres drone city, specialized manufacturer of drone. And the drone city, we are putting up a facility for training people to fly drones. We are building a drone pilots academy and all. Such kind of opportunities are there. So there is a lot of possibility for manufacturing, and there is a lot of market available. Through this slide, I just wanted to focus on that. There is a pent-up demand in the state where we can consume this, because the technology as we have created requires a lot of the hardware inputs that is required. Next. And then interventions, as you see, we are looking at speed of doing business. We don't have multiple agencies. We have a single agency called APEDB, and over APEDB there is a single department. So that's it. There are no layers, nothing. There are only 3 things. And state works on 3 levels. One is the EDB, next is the ministry, and then the Chief Minister's office, nothing in between. So decisions are quicker, we are able to tell you very quickly and handhold you and to ensure that your problems are also cleared faster. Next. Yeah, our speed, I just wanted to try show an example here in Sri City. Within the matter of 6 months from the time they came to us, so we did the groundbreaking within the matter of 6 months, and it's a big investment, $600-700 million investment. We could able to do from the idea to groundbreaking within 5 to 6 months. That's the kind of the speed at which we are working currently in the state. Next. These are the companies which are currently working. As you can see, a lot of electronic manufacturers we have concentrated in the southern part of Andhra, and this has been done strategically. Our southern part of Andhra geographically is blessed to be sandwiched between the cities of Bangalore and the cities of Chennai. In fact, you can reach my state faster from Bangalore airport than you can actually get into Bangalore city. So 40 kilometers from the airport, I have land available for manufacturing. I know an ecosystem of electronic design over a period of last 40 years has developed in Bangalore, and Bangalore has advantage, we can't deny that. But manufacturing can happen in my state, design can happen in Bangalore, and then Chennai port is next door, shipment can happen from Chennai airport. Now we are also working with Krishnapatnam airport to ensure that the manufactured goods can be shipped out very fastly from the Krishnapatnam port, which is also very next door. So that kind of an environment is available for the state to manufacture, and we are trying to cluster the electronic manufacturing in the southern part of the state for that particular region. On the northern part is one area where we are concentrating is on the medical technologies and medical devices, and as well as the data centers. That's the kind of core, because we're trying to focus on that. Visakhapatnam area also to do medical technologies and other associated things. And just Sri City, I'm just trying to give an example, is one of the areas where we try to show off to all that still Sri City has a lot of scope in the current area available, and we are also expanding to ensure that more companies can come and work here. Next. And this is about Tirupati cluster, how advantageous it is in Tirupati cluster, and manufacturing and shipping out can be done fast in the, and Tirupati cluster as we see in the last 15 years has grown, and then there is a lot of scope for the Tirupati cluster to also go up. Next. And again Koparthi, again one upcoming EMC cluster that I have tried to show. Next. And in terms of industrial lands, is the kind of land available with us. So as on date, I have this 43,000 acres available, and as I speak, another 90,000 acres we are pulling up and making available for the industry to set up the manufacturing. Next. Then 3 industrial corridors, the Vizag, Chennai, the Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Bangalore, Chennai, all go through the state, and you see that in the southern part of the state where we are currently there, all these 3 clusters also converge. So that's the locational advantage Andhra has. And here, compared to any other neighbors, the land is quite cheaper, and we'll be able to make available land at a very cheaper cost for the industry to make it viable for them. Next. Again, I try to show that these are the kinds of lands available shown against Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai. Next. Yeah, this is what we are saying, that the cost advantage I try to show in terms of power. We have one of the cheapest power tariffs, and industrial lands also compared to neighboring states, one of the cheap power, the cost is lower, and in terms of clearances also 21 days. Currently we are working on a 21 days clearance, but we are working internally to bring it down to further to 14 days, and then we at some point of time we want to go as low as 7 to 10 days in terms of giving all the clearances. Next. Yeah, now I come to the main issue, the electronics manufacturing policy which we have issued. Next. So these are some of the incentive categories that we have in the general electronic manufacturing policy. This is what we were looking at, and this is the kind of incentives that are there for the general electronics manufacturing. So which the state had issued before the government of India had issued the components. This is for the general electronics manufacturing. This we have already issued, all of you are aware. There were a lot of discussion, we spoke with you, and then we took your inputs and made this policy. Next. Now I come to the draft AP electronics component manufacturing policy. So this policy is ready. We will be rolling it out in the next 10 days. or 15 days after taking feedback from all of you. So I'll go in a little depth in the policy. Next. Here, as you can see, the one thing what we are trying to do, show it is that we try to add something called an early bird advantage. So all those companies who apply early and they get their projects gets approval at Government of India level, and then they apply with us and that get approved, they get an early bird advantage of which is over and above what they will get under the, sir, what Government of India will give, we are also matching that, and over that there is an early bird advantage. So just to ensure that, so the lot of companies, we are nudging the companies to apply early. So what we have seen earlier also in ISM1, in other things and all. So there is certain point of time, you know, a lot of companies have come in and then they're not able to be accommodated and all. So we want you to go apply, and then if you're successful, those companies, and you apply for Andhra Pradesh, we will be giving you a top up on an early bird advantage kind. And matching subsidy, whatever it is Government of India giving, we are doing that. And then we've also come up with a policy of some interim incentives also. We will come, if you, one milestone you couldn't complete and you have done half of it. So we said that we are saying that we are willing to even, you know, look at that and try to incentivize you on that. Rather than saying that you didn't do that milestone, you get nothing because you did the past milestone and this milestone, nothing is in between. We will try to work on that also. We'll try to ensure that you are also not at a disadvantage because you missed that particular milestone because of various reasons, and then you caught up, and in the next milestone you really had done well. So we don't want, you know, companies to be disincentivized for that. So we wanted to do that. And then infrastructure incentives have shown that the land at a cost, electricity duty exemption we are giving 100%, and then projects with more than 1,000 crores. Over and above all these things, you know, we can do a tailor-made policy for the companies so that it is worthwhile for the companies to invest in the state of Andhra Pradesh. This is in a nutshell. See the brass tacks of it, the details of it, we will be releasing shortly. So this, I know we sound very aggressive on the policy, but we are aggressive because, you know, we want this to happen. We have a very focused geographical focus, we have a sector focus, and we have also an incentive focus. We want to do that. We want to make it really worthwhile for the electronic manufacturing to take off in the state, and we want to become the state where the electronics and component manufacture happens at a scale that we are targeting at 40 to 45% of the entire country's manufacturing in the next decade should happen from my state. Sound very ambitious, but we want to make it happen, and we require your cooperation from all the companies which have come here to come and invest in our state. Next. And then, as I said, there is a single agency which we don't have. We don't have any separate electronics agency, separate IT agency. We don't do that. A single agency which we deal with. We keep it so nimble and so simple, so that it can be taken care of at that kind of a level. And a single ministry, and everything comes under the same ministry. So we take care of that. Right? Next. So. Yeah, this is what we're saying. We are available. So at any point of time, one thing I can guarantee you is that any of you can reach out to me directly at any point of time. I will directly deal with the issue and ensure that it is solved. That personal guarantee I can give to all the companies, and we do work like that. And I appreciate that all of you have come here, and let us work together and make the state what we call the sunrise state, India sunrise state. Thank you. And so for topping up, sir, I put up a budget of 6,000 crores. So your whatever budget you kept, almost 25% of that I also put with me, so that whatever I promised today, I should be able to do that. And this was cleared by my finance. I just have to issue an order, sir. Thank you. We're just waiting for some comments from the members so that we do the little bit of fine tuning. But financial concurrence has been given for my policy. We would be rolling out in the next, maximum in the next 2 weeks. Thank you.
And sharing the various initiatives being taken by Government of Andhra Pradesh to ensure manufacturing and further digitization in the state. We appreciate your aggression in regarding this the same, so that we can deliberate within, take inputs from the industry, and we'll share it with you. Thanks, sir. Now I would like to request Shri Sushil Pal ji, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT, to kindly come on the dais, on the podium, and share his vision regarding what he thinks about taking electronic manufacturing further over next 5 to 10 years, and what type of support the government of India is looking from, what type of support industry is looking from government of India. Please, sir, Sushil Pal, sir, please.
I don't think anybody else should be speaking about what the scheme was shown by Bhaskar. Anyway, I think we're here more to listen from you guys, so I'll be not taking much time. Broadly, just a brief about what was the thought process about the scheme as such. When we designed the scheme, I think we initially looked into, we completely analyzed the imports HSN code wise of all the components which we're importing, and we only selected those components which we thought we should be focusing on. Therefore, you would find it, unlike any other schemes, clearly very specific to a certain components rather than covering, like specs, almost anything under electronic sector or maybe beyond electronic sector. So that was the thought process, and we completely then analyzed the bill of material of each of these components. And thereafter, we had some 100 odd consultations, I guess, with industries, in which so presently we have a full detail about the bill of material of all these components. And therefore, since it was not possible to cover the complete supply chain and provide a specific incentive for each of these supply chains, so therefore, you see one line in the last on which we are giving a fixed Capex incentive. The idea was that whatever we cannot capture, or whatever that supply chain over which we do not have any visibility, we don't have players with whom we can consult, we don't have a ready pipeline, we thought we'll just leave it open, but leave it open for any component supplier to bring its supply chain, whatever they want to bring in. So that was the thought process, and maybe it was the right time after the PLI scheme. I think I thank the industry for successful implementation of the PLI scheme for the large-scale manufacturing. This is the most successful PLI scheme which Government of India is actually implementing, thanks to the industry cooperation from the industry. And because of this, I think there's now a downstream market or downstream demand for the components. And that's what we saw, that just the way our production was rising, in the same proportion, our import of the components was also rising. So we thought now is the time that now there is enough downstream demand for the components, so now is the time to bring the scheme. Although, by our counts, it's delayed by 6 months or so, but then it's okay. I think der aaye durust aaye. And you would see that there are many first to the schemes, like hybrid, only one of its kind. No other scheme has it. Covers full supply chain. Then we're not only asking the ESDM players, to attract the large investment, we have made it open for even the non-ESDM players to come forward and apply. And so there's a clear intent of the government that we are expecting larger industry participation beyond the existing ESDM players, because there's only enough appetite in the existing ESDM players, and the kind of investment which the sector needs is far more than that. So in the guidelines, you will see that we have this clearly leaves the room open to form a joint venture partner, or to form a bring a technology partner, and even a non-ESDM sector. Even those players can apply. So this is needed in case we have to achieve the landmarks or the targets which have been announced by the Honorable Prime Minister. It's not possible to achieve that target with existing set of players and with existing scale of investments. With that, I think it's good to see that the many states have also come forward with a very lucrative scheme. I was aware about the scheme which Tamil Nadu has brought, and also Assam has got a beautiful scheme of not giving 60% of the incentives straight to the company, not looking at anything. They will just look whether the subsidy is disbursed by the Government of India, and then 60% of that will be disbursed straight away without any appraisal, without any further scrutiny or further analysis, apart from providing lots of other incentive on the land and the power, etc. But I think the one we saw today from by Bhaskar, which he just presented a few minutes back, I think that beats all. I must say that. So I think every state is kind of trying to come out better than the earlier one. But I'm sure I think each state will find its own share of the electronic manufacturers in their own territory. And because the companies will apply, definitely looking incentive is one part, but then apart from the incentive, they will have to look at the long-term profitability when the incentive stops happening. So they would largely be looking at the largest governance of the state and the accessibility of the state government, which Bhaskar has spelled out, which is that he's ready available 24 hours a day and to help you out. So so with these two incentives, I think is the best time to be in this industry. I think I would request all of you to actually come forward and reach out to all the technology partners wherever you don't have. If you need our help, I mean, let us know. We had 3 meetings today. We have a couple of meetings lined up in the afternoon as well. So we'll be helping you out, not only to reach out to the company. If you want any help with the mission, do tell us. We'll help you out in that as well. And you are in a very holy city of Tirupati, so I think it's a good place to take a pledge and maybe make Lord Balaji your investment partner and start the investment journey from here. And I'm sure, I think, no investment which start here. I was being told by Murli from that whatever investment many of you, I think, they start the investment you started from here. I think so. Maybe I think we also it is our first investment roadshow which we are carrying out. So I think maybe we also had that in mind to begin with Tirupati in the first place. So our request to all of you would be that please come forward and invest. There is no better time than to be in the electronic manufacturing story of the country as of now. I mean, we are still, the sector still only contributes to, manufacturing sector as such contributes to only about 16-70% of our total GDP, and we have enough headroom of, available to us to take it to 25% of GDP. So feel proud and be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We as the industry body would take this request and appeal from you and would like to engage with our members to have a better and more investment in the scheme. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to request Mr. Pankaj Sharma, President Dixon, to kindly share his manufacturing journey, experience, and the vision Dixon is having for Andhra Pradesh and also for the nation. Pankaj ji.
So good afternoon, sir, and respected Sushil Pal ji, Joint Secretary MeitY, Bhaskar Katamneni ji, Secretary AP, Rashmi Tiwari ji, and Rajesh ji from ICEA, and my friends from the industry. I think MeitY in last 10 years have been working very hard to develop the electronic industry in India. And they started first with mobile PLI, which is a great success. We all see today that just 4 years have passed. Not only 100% of the mobile phones are produced in India, but a very large quantity of them are being exported. And as we go forward, I think more and more of these sets will be exported out of India. Once we have created that scale, I think it is very right of MeitY to introduce this ECMS scheme, which will help us to grow the industry and increase the value addition in India. So the way the process MeitY is taking today, I don't think anybody in the industry could have any complaints, sir. And we thank you for same to be right for this. Secondly, as far as Dixon is concerned, we are lucky, sir. 4 of the PLIs that you have launched, we are part of it. We were part of mobile. We are part of telecom PLI, which is coming from DOT. We are part of lighting component PLI. We are part of AC component PLI. All 4 PLI, we are part of it. And this scheme also, IT hardware, yeah. IT hardware also recently started. Just now, Bhaskar Katamneni Garu was complaining about that only. So 5 of them we are part of the PLIs, and in all 5 of them we have qualified. IT just started, so other 4 we have already qualified, started getting incentive from the government. So it is a big, big move. So if you see Dixon growth history, in last 4-5 years, the growth has come primarily because we have got support from government, right policies have been put in, which has helped us grow. Coming to Andhra Pradesh, I think we started our journey in Andhra Pradesh in 2018 from Tirupati EMC 2. I am proud to say today we hold almost 3,000 plus people working here. Then in 2023, we started in EMC of Kuparti. There right now we are having a workforce almost 4,000 people. So Bhaskar Garu, just to address you on the Dixon investment, today we have almost 6,000 to 6,500 people working in the 2 EMCs that we are operating. From this dais, I will assure you that in next 2 years, this 6,500 will go to 10,000 plus. That is my assurance to you, sir. And, because right now in AP, we have been working in different states, I will not name them. But what Bhaskar Garu mentioned, the speed, the support from what we industry need. We need that there has to be speed, agility from the government to listen to you. Times they address it, times they are not able to address, but then they share it with you very transparently. This is very, very important, which we see is happening in state of Andhra Pradesh. So we are very happy and delighted to be here, and we will continue to grow. So thank you, sir.
Now, I would like to request Mr. Nitin Bajaj, COO Neolync, to kindly share his experience regarding Neolink's manufacturing journey in AP and India as a whole.
Bhaskar Garu, Sushil ji, Rashmi ji, Vijay, Rajesh ji, honored guests. It's very gratifying to be asked to speak at this occasion of the launch of the ECMS, especially for Andhra, which is a state I hold very close to my heart. Being a child of undivided Andhra Pradesh, it's really great to see how the state is progressing and how we are a partner in that journey. The government of India's efforts in consistently strengthening the ecosystem by not just providing the PLI, which is obviously a driver of the investment, but also being a part of the journey in terms of providing the necessary environment, the decision-making ability, and the other necessities that are required to actually set up a business in this space has been what has driven us to be a consistent beneficiary of both the central and the state PLI schemes. So we've been, as Neolync, been making the requisite investments, and we will continue to do so. I'd like to take this opportunity to also comment on the fact that Bhaskar Garu has been talking about the speed of doing business. As a concrete example, what I can say is we decided to set up a new facility to manufacture smartphones last year. We were shown a few sites in the EMC2 in the second half of September, in the middle of September last year. We made the decision to take one of the sites on lease on the 19th of September, and we signed the lease on the 5th of October. 16 days end to end, getting the site, all agreements done. It's a testament to how fast the government, how responsive the government of Andhra Pradesh is to business, and we really appreciate that. Thank you. Apart from the fact that there is the fact of the incentive policy in terms of ECMS, I believe that is just the beginning of building the system out so that India, apart from the 20% value addition that is expected in terms of in the value chain, the bigger challenge is to integrate India into the global value chain so that we reduce our import dependence. And that, I believe, is the key driver that will come out of this policy, and not just the initial investments, etc., that will happen. That, I believe, is which will lead us to Viksit Bharat and Swarna Andhra 2047. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for this policy, and we look forward to partnering with you in this journey and committing as well to, Neolync is going to commit as well to be a employer of more than 10,000 people in the next 2 years in Andhra Pradesh. Thank you.
So now, any point? Yes. So in case any of the industry member would like to discuss, clarify any of their points from MeitY's officers and from AP government's body, so I request Ms. if anyone have any query, then our volunteer will share the mic. You may kindly discuss. This is a 5-minute session. So broadly,
becoming very important part of it. So what is the AP government policies or how you are going to support? So if we have to put, say like in EMC, Pankaj is asking 4,000 new people, because getting people traveling that it's not a viable option. So how you are looking at it, addressing this challenge, either is part of this policy or electronic policy, or is a separate initiative any you are trying to do?
Sir, this will cut across the other all policies, not only IT, but ITES, everything. This is a common omnibus policy. So we have a housing policy, sir, general housing policy, in which per unit of housing, the state government gives an X amount of money. We are willing to put that money on the table, work with the industry, and ensure that housing can be provided at the site. That we will do that, sir.
Just to add, because couple of states, as what they have done is their one of their bodies is building, say, the large scale dormitories, and then they are giving it on lease to the industry.
Sir,
so something like
all
that.
kinds of possibilities are possible. So what I'm saying is that I'm putting money on the table. Industry and we can build together. We can give it to third party and build it together. We can give it to state parastatal agency to build it. As per the local feasibility, whatever is work best, we will do that, sir. If I say that everywhere a parastatal agency will build, it may not work at some place, because some place industry might feel that I can do it better and faster than giving it to some housing corporation and all. In that case, the industry will have flexibility to decide which way we want to go, sir. As a policy, we will do, but which way we will do, case to case, we can sit together and decide and do that. Not a problem.
And thank you for this very interesting policy. Means you are matching it, means maybe doing it better than like Sushilji has said. So what is your plan on outreach for bringing people, because there are certain people who are already here, but I think at a national level also, at MeitY is also doing, are you preparing or planning specific road shows, going out, attracting investment in Andhra via this scheme?
Yes, sir. Once we launch the policy formally in the next 10 days, we will be like this. We will be doing road shows outside the state. We will go to Delhi, Mumbai, and other areas. So, and we always have this community in US, which is a backbone for the IT industry in AP. We'll also be looking at and doing it there, different clusters, and the usual 4 or 5 major countries that we know are the main players. It will happen there also.
And the last request, maybe the industry has not raised, I am raising it. In this policy, the disbursement mechanism means you need to look at it that it goes on time. Because I got a couple of thumbs up from there.
In fact, sir, this first time in all our policies which have issued in the last 4 months, you actually given time, specific time, X days from applying, Y days from application getting cleared. So we are committed to that. That is the reason boldly in the policy itself we've indicated the date and times. So we are committed to that.
Industry went since last 20 years from Andhra but operating from Karnataka. It's a great pleasure to see. So we have been active in Visakhapatnam. So today we are having a small design center in AMTZ supporting multiple medical companies. Bhaskar sir, this question is this small input. As you rightly said, Andhra is full of technocrats basically, and then like you see the manufacturing industry, it's a different ball game of the business. But being myself also an electronics design or technology company, so there are a lot of resources in terms of talent and in terms of money might be there, but like they are not a pure business guys basically. And how we club the manufacturing business partners in the industry, maybe they are from Andhra or outside basically, to these technocrats or the technology companies to bring together, and then like maybe some joint ventures or something to really make use of the talent in Andhra. At least I am proud saying that like 100 plus or 200 plus embedded engineers or IoT engineers or AI engineers I am producing from Andhra and other states, but like we are unable to use them in the state. So just.
What I understood is that you wanted the government to do will do that. So we'll be starting off in the state at 5 clusters. We're starting at 5 clusters. We are calling them innovation hubs, where the technocrats will bring the technology. The investors will be coming, and then we are also creating a fund in which both government will participate and also the private sector will participate, like a fund of funds in which this matchmaking will be happening, and it is a very structured way it will happen. So that is going to happen. Right? We are doing it in Vizag, we are doing it in Rajahmundry, we are doing it in Tirupati, Anantapur, Vijayawada, 5 places. Yeah.
Please. Thank you. Then, while closing the session, I would request Mr. Rajesh Sharma to kindly acknowledge and show the token of gratitude to Shri Sushil Pal ji. Token of gratitude to Shri Rashmi. There are 2 more people who are working behind the scene. Vijay, in any case, has come up. The presence of Shri Sushil Pal ji. Thank you, sir. To Shri Rachmi Rati Tiwari ji. To Shri Rajesh Sharma, Executive Director, ICEA. And Vijay is saying that I have to name myself for this. Vote of thanks. In any case, we extend our gratitude to Shri Sushil Pal ji for his presence, for the initiative that he came down right from Delhi to Tirupati to ensure that the investment should be widely distributed and proper presence from all states and electronic cluster should be there. I would like to thank Mr. Bhaskar Katamneni sir. He has shared wonderful information about the initiatives being taken by government of Andhra Pradesh and a wonderful policy in place to copy means to what you call further incentivize the component manufacturing in India. To Rashmi Rati Tiwari ji, who has done very hard work to draft this policy under the able leadership of Sushil Pal sir. And also at last, gratitude to all the industry people, audience and our supporting associations to make this happen. Thank you.